Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again to this session. My name is Alex Boieri, and I'm Innovation Lifecycle Officer at the AT Urban Mobility. And together with my colleague Mireia Gilbert, she's also Innovation Lifecycle Officer, today we will moderate this session on the public transport topic. So if we move to the next slide, please, before starting, let me remind you that this session is recorded and will be made available on our Bit2Match platform soon. So in case you have to leave earlier, or you want to watch it again, or you want to share it with your network, please feel free to check on the Bit2Match platform in the next days, and this recording will be there. This recording will be there, as well as the recording of this morning's session on the call information that was posted by our colleague Georgina. So this session is part of our Innovation Days 2024 matchmaking series of event, which is focusing on fostering collaboration among urban mobility key players toward our main innovation call 2025. So as you can see here from the slide, all the sessions include submission guidance, the main innovation call rules, how the financial scalability mechanism work, and how the evaluation process works, as well as specific session dedicated to our 3 challenge areas. So as you are aware of, this challenge area will be focusing on public transport, and tomorrow we will have the other two topics. So looking at the next slide, you see the agenda of today's session. So we just started with this introduction. I will, in just 1 minute, start by deep diving into the scope and the aims of this call, specifically addressing the public transport topic. So here we will discuss and see the objectives and what we want to achieve with this call in this topic. Following, there will be 4 companies that are accepted, are our guests, and have accepted to pitch their project ideas, and they're looking to form consortia, so they're looking for partners. After the pitches, my colleague Mireia will give you a short reminder or introduction to the Bit2Match matchmaking platform. So she will explain how the platform facilitates the networking and the, let's say, consortia formation. And finally, we will conclude and wrap up with a Q&A session where we will address all your queries and your requests and your questions. So please, from now on, feel free to if you have questions or doubts, feel free to post them in the Q&A section here in Zoom on the bottom. And Mireia and I will take care of reading them loud and posing them to the right speaker during the final Q&A session. If possible, we will also try to answer some of them directly into the chat as well. So deep diving into our presentation today and our session. If you already attended the session delivered by our colleague Georgina this morning, this might sound familiar to you, but for the ones that were not, we want to address and show you what in general this call this year is looking for. So our main innovation call 2025, as you probably are aware of, is focusing this year on 3 topics: urban logistics, electrification of transport and alternative fuels, and finally, last but not least, public transport. With this call, we aim at supporting pan-European multidisciplinary consortia that are responding to existing or anticipated urban mobility challenges. What does it mean? It does mean that we target projects that are in their final stages of tech demonstration. So we mean minimum of TRL 6, as Georgina mentioned this morning, and that we can hopefully accelerate into their market deployment. One important aspect to keep in mind regarding our call is that we will select this year projects that are complementary to our existing portfolio and that are addressing new sectors, new business model, new technologies, providing new technologies, and addressing new market demands. Furthermore, our call is this year aligned with the aims of the mission on climate neutral and smart cities. So the scope is to accelerate the digital energy and mobility transformation in cities. Moving to the next slides, we can see a snapshot of the main requirements of this call. As I said before, this morning, our colleagues gave you more details about the call's features. So please, if you didn't attend the session, feel free to watch it again on Bit2Match or check, of course, always the call manual. As you all probably are aware of, our call was launched 2 weeks ago on the 4th of April 2024, and we close on the 4th of June 2024 at 5 p.m. Central European time. So please keep in mind that the deadline is 5 p.m. and not midnight on the 4th of June 2024. The selection process and evaluation process will consist of two stages. First, an external evaluation will be performed by external experts, an external expert committee that will evaluate all the potentially eligible proposals. This pre-selected list, so this short list, will be then invited to a panel hearing where this pre-selected project will have to pitch their project idea and will be asked questions and have to give answer regarding their project, their solution, and their commercialization strategy as well. So out of this pre-selected project that will go to the panel hearing, there will be the ones selected finally for the founding. So we expect to communicate the results around October 2024 and consequently start tentatively the projects in November or December 2024. Considering for this called project with a length up to 12 months, we expect the project to be closed by November, December 2025. EIT Urban Mobility this year has allocated around 8 million for all the 3 different topics of this main innovation call, and specifically 3 million will be dedicated of EIT funding for public transport. This means that approximately between 250 and 500,000 euro will be allocated as EIT funding for each project. On top of it, there is the requirement to bring some in-kind co-funding rate, which is equal to 35% across the project consortium, so all the project budget, excluding the regional innovation schemes partners, which are asked to have a minimum of 25%. So please, if you have further questions, doubts, queries about our main innovation call features and requirements, feel free to, again, watch the session of this morning delivered by our colleagues, or also send us emails to innovationcall2025@eitmobility.eu. So now I would like to move to the practice of our session today, so talking about the topic of today, public transport. So as we probably are aware of, public transport serves as a vital component of urban mobility, aligning with sustainability and equity goals. So this is why EIT Urban Mobility this year decided to dedicate one specific topic to this sector. However, challenges like congestions, capacity limits, accessibility barriers, and insufficient investments can hinder the attractiveness of public transport with respect to citizens. So also integrated technologies like smart ticketing systems, real-time passengers information, autonomous vehicles still present some implementation challenges. And this is what we are going to support to implement in our main call 2025. As outcomes and impacts, we hope to see scalable solutions that will have a strong commercialization potential and will lead to clear improvements in all the public transport planning, operation, but also, and not least, customer overall experience. So these solutions that will bring in 2025 main innovation calls should contribute to a general better quality of life in cities, and to, let's say, mitigate the climate change by addressing what is one of the real true pain points of the public transport operators and or the public transport users. If you look at the next slides, we can see here a snapshot of our public transport existing portfolio of projects. So as you can see here, in the previous years, we have been supporting projects in the main call and not only in our innovation framework of programs that address public transport needs and challenges. Between them, in the main call in the previous years, we saw some projects addressing damage prevention, demand responsive transport, so DRT, management and optimization of e-buses, fleet charging, smart management platform for fleets of autonomous shuttle, as well as CO2 monitoring tools for users to make informed decisions. Furthermore, in the SME market expansion call, we had a project that delivered an audio navigation for visually impaired and blind people in the public transportation stations. In the targeted call, we had also a few projects addressing public transport sector. For example, one of the projects was delivery on autonomous ferry with a remote operations center. Finally, also in our RATFOR program, we had different challenges provided by cities in Europe addressing public transport needs. Some of them have been in the city of Munich, Germany, where the city was interested in analyzing mobility patterns with respect to public transport planning. In Istanbul, in Turkey, where there was a delivery of an integrated seat taxis into the current public transportation system. In the city of Ajka, in Hungary, a company delivered a real-time information tool for enhancing the reliability to users with respect to public transport. And also in Akureyri in Iceland, the company delivers a mobility as a service solution for multimodal journeys, so integration between public transport and shared mobility. So as you can see here from this slide, there are still some gaps that need to be filled in our project portfolio with respect to public transport, and this is what we will be looking for this year. So if we move to the next slide, we here have tried to summarize some examples of a non-exhaustive list of project solutions, technologies that we would like to see in our upcoming project this year. In general, for the public transport, we are looking for innovative solutions that address a safe, accessible, inclusive, affordable, smart, resilient, and emission-free public transportation system. How this could be done in our view? For example, a solution that address real-time monitoring and optimization and efficiency by reducing waiting times for public transport, like passenger flows analysis, dynamic scheduling, could be one solution. Furthermore, we are looking also to solutions related to fintech. So what, for example, we will hear an example in the pitches later about a smart ticketing solution. We would like to see also solutions that aim at enhancing overall the satisfaction of passengers across diverse user groups. Here we mean equitable, accessible public transport. So public transport that takes care also of elderly, for example, and vulnerable users' necessities. Furthermore, we would like to see also solution that helps overall to improve the operation, but also the overall customer experience in the transportation hubs. So we are talking here, for example, about multimodal transportation. And finally, last but not least, we would like to see some solutions that address and help public transportation system to withstand, adapt, and recover from disruptive changes like security threats, severe weather threats, and also emergency situations. So this being said, I hand over now to my colleague Mireia, who will introduce the company that's going to pitch today for us.
Exactly. Thank you, Alex. We'll continue with 4 pitches of companies from our network that aim to participate in this year's call improving their solutions. You can post any question from them for them in the Q&A, and we'll read them after, at the end of the session. Or you can always contact them directly through the VT Match platform. And so first, we welcome Oliver from SEAT Code in Barcelona, introducing their multimodal mobility transport Giravolta. So Oliver, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Maria, and hello, everyone. First of all, thanks a lot for this opportunity to the whole EIT community to present our mobility platform, Giravolta. As a quick introduction, my name is Olli. I'm responsible for business development and all commercial topics here at SEAT Code. SEAT Code is a daughter company of SEAT and Cupra here in Barcelona, focused only on digital solutions, digital products. And one of our flagships is actually our Giravolta mobility platform I'd like to present to you today. So if we go to the first slide, Mireia, in a nutshell, what is Giravolta? So we have basically started 4 years ago to develop a multimodal mobility platform focused mainly on shared mobility operators and to operate large fleets of micromobility vehicles in big European countries. Since then, we have been diversifying our portfolio of services, not only on micromobility, but also to car sharing, motor sharing, kick scooters, e-bikes, cargo bikes, you name it, including a flexible shuttle on demand service. So in the end, we offer like one unique mobility platform offering a variety of mobility services in different modalities, as you can see, across 7 European countries as of today, and operating more than 10,000 vehicles through our platform. Important to mention, despite that we are part of the Volkswagen Group and SEAT SA here in Barcelona, we offer a multi-brand solution, meaning that through IoT devices, we are able to connect any type of vehicle to our platform. We are multimodal, so meaning that we can offer a variety of services, being free-floating, station-based, on-demand transport, you name it. And in terms of flexibility of the platform, it is available in multi-languages, in currencies, and everything you need to scale it throughout Europe. And the multi-use case from public services to closed communities, everything is possible and configurable. So if we go to the next chart, I will quickly dive into what kind of services we can offer. It is both possible from an operator perspective, but also from a public authority perspective to offer like a mobility platform in a white label manner. To offer these types of services we can see here. So as an on-demand shuttle service for especially more rural areas where public transport is not so densely available and a more flexible scheme is necessary in the outskirts of the big cities, or even in this case, we launched it on an island in Astypalia, a Greek island, together with the Hellenic Republic and the Volkswagen Group, to completely substitute rigid transport lines of public bus lines to a 100% on-demand based transportation. Apart from that, services such as car sharing and motor sharing in a free-floating or station-based scheme are possible to either operate by a public entity, or even integrating already existing players to the same platform to have one single app for the citizens. And last but not least, the micro mobility options, as you can see here with the example of Bleeper Bike in Dublin, which is already running on Giravolta since 3 years now. Next chart. What is Giravolta about? So in the end, we're focusing mainly on having a seamless experience for the end user, and this goes through 100% digitalization, meaning that first of all, we connect directly to the vehicles, either through an aftermarket IoT device we install to the vehicles, or directly to the system of the vehicles. This is the case, for example, for the motos or the e-bikes, where we connect directly with the IoT on the vehicles, and for the cars, we typically use an IoT we install aftermarket to have this connectivity. Also possible, we have API integrations with existing operators, where local providers can be integrated to Giravolta with the objective to, in the end, have one application to the end user, which is white label. So this could be in the name of the city or of the public transport operator, one white label application unifying all available services in one platform, and the user only needs to do one registration and can handle everything through the app. Last but not least, for the operator itself, we have the dashboard. Just one more sentence, the dashboard and the analytics part, where we are able to show all real-time information in terms of users, bookings, vehicles available, and all analytics associated to it. So how many bookings I have per day, how many active users I have, and what is my most requested services. I want to just, in a quick summary in the next chart, explain to you how we implemented this on the Greek island in Astypalia in 2022, when we started implementing this innovation project in the Greek island. In the next chart, you will be able to see in a nutshell of what that means. So together with the Volkswagen Group and the Hellenic Republic, we initiated this project on an island with only 1,000 inhabitants, but which in high season, so in summer season, is highly frequented by tourism. So they have a lot of peaks in terms of visitors of up to 10 times the population during the summer months. And this is a huge challenge for the local mobility supply and demand, right? So in the end, what we implemented here is a multimodal platform. You can also look it up at YouTube to see a quick video on how the service works. Due to time restraints, I did not include the video here, but for your information, you can simply search AstyGo and AstyBus application in Astypalia, and you will see how the platform works in this case, unifying a shuttle on-demand service called AstyBus with a vehicle on-demand sharing service called AstyGo in one app. And the multimodal app in this case is called AstyMove, where users would basically just download the app, register once, and have available all 4 services. And everything is based on 100% electric vehicles, demand responsive, on-demand transport, replacing the old diesel engine bus lines, and a vehicle sharing instead of owning or renting a car or a motorbike for long term. So this is now live, and it goes the 3rd season this year, and users are very happy, and it's a highly a service which grows every year. Maybe just to sum it up in the last chart, we have. I just want to highlight the last thing, that obviously mobility is one thing, but especially looking into public transport, I think it's very crucial to talk about payments. So our mobility platform is integrated with a number of payment platforms, and it's also flexible to integrate with the payment platform desired by the operator, meaning that we offer different pricing schemes and logics depending on the service and the need of each operator. So obviously we have the pay per minute, pay per distance, pay per usage. So subscriptions, everything is possible. And this is just, let's say, a backend or back office configuration. Every operator can decide what's the most suitable business model for the services they offer. So if it's a public transport scheme, you would probably have like just a pack or pass or a per trip booking, whereas you have a shared mobility service where you can actually charge per time or distance based pricing. So in terms of customer groups, I think it's also important that we can implement different rules in terms of customers, be it residents, recurring customers, heavy users, or even tourists, which could apply different pricings or logics. And this is basically everything which we have an integration with different payment service providers, which is not handled directly by us, but through an integration of certified entities. And that's about it. In a quick introduction, this is Giravolta. You can find here, as Mireia said, my contact details. Feel free to send me an email to ollie@code.cert. In case you have any questions. Also, a colleague of mine is connecting to the session in a few minutes, Alexandros, since I have to unfortunately jump out now. But in case there's a question in the Q&A session later on, my colleague Alexandros will be more than happy to explain more details about Giravolta or resolve any questions there might be. Thanks from my side, and have fun with the next pitches.
Thank you very much, Oliver, for your participation. Have a nice afternoon, and we will forward your the questions to Alexandros.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. So now we go to Sweden. No, now we are traveling to Belgium instead. Yeah, Sam from OTIF, a leader in innovative rail transportation solutions. So welcome, Sam. Sam, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mireia. Indeed, Belgium, not Sweden, but very happy to be here and tell you a bit more about what we do with railway vehicles. We focused this session specifically on the public transport use cases that we have. So very happy to introduce everyone in the call to the solutions that we have to increase the safety and the efficiency of public transport on rail. If you go to the first slide, the quick fact sheet on OTIF. What are we? We're a Belgian-based company, a team of 25 to 30 experts in railway automation. And what you can see there is in our mission, it's already clear we focus on safety and efficiency of railway vehicles. And we believe that autonomous technology is the way to bring safety and efficiency to railway vehicles in all types of applications. When I mean applications of rail, you can really think about industrial rail, you can think about mainline rail, you can think about urban rail. And obviously for this call, we're going to focus on the urban rail examples. You can see in the customers and tests and pilots a couple of the big names that we work with, but I'm definitely going to focus on the urban elements. What does that actually mean? If we go to the next slide, what does it actually mean, developing autonomous rail? It actually means that, first of all, we believe in rail. what we see is that billions are being invested into long-term mobility solutions. Think about a Hyperloop, think about many EV initiatives that might have a use case in the future of mobility, of urban mobility. But actually, we see that we have a transport mode that already solves many of the problems that we have today, which is low CO2 emissions, which has high capacity both for passengers and for freight, and which has a huge existing network and a huge amount of existing infrastructure, also in the urban environment, and that's rail. So that's urban rail, and that's why we really believe that autonomous technology can bring these urban rail solutions to the 21st century. If we go to the next slide, what do we, and if we look at what we actually do, the underlying technology for making railway vehicles autonomous. So that means that we have the self-driving software, the self-driving hardware, and then rail-specific data and expertise. And with that underlying technology stack, we develop solutions for different types of railway vehicles. Can be freight and industrial, can be urban, can be mainline. So that's the underlying technology. And let's now take a look at what that gives in terms of output to the next slide, where actually this is already one of the systems that is live. This is in the city of Rotterdam. What's important in our vision is that we don't go from zero to autonomous in one day. And we actually work with our customers to go first towards assistance, driver assistance. So we help the drivers avoiding collisions with our AI-based system. So this is an example of one of our systems installed in the city of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. We have multiple of these projects where we basically validate together with the city, together with the public transport operator on the trams. We validate the business case, we validate the additional safety, the additional efficiency that our systems can deliver. If we go to the next slide, just to give an illustration about what does this look like. This is a project that we're doing with RET, which is the Rotterdam public transport operator. And there you can see on the right the integration of the sensors that basically help the driver to avoid collisions, and that activate this forward collision warning system, this collision avoidance system, to be able to drive through the city in a safe manner. I think we have another illustration, one of the projects that we're doing with De Lijn indeed, which is in Belgium. This is on the longest tram track in the world, actually. So in Belgium, at the coast, the entire coast is covered by one tram line, which combines let's say the open tracks here next to the coasts, and which also combine the very crowded urban sites of some of the big cities in Belgium. And there again, we're working with De Lijn to decrease the number of accidents, to decrease the number of the costs and the delays that are caused by accidents, especially near the coast. There is definitely a high share of accidents. If you look at people in summer, they are in a holiday mood. They're not necessarily aware of the fact that there's a tram going to pass by. So that unfortunately leads to several incidents. For this, we integrate the entire sensor suite, which consists of LiDARs, of radars, of really the top-end sensors, to bring this assistance technology and in the future autonomous technology to the cities. I'm going to keep it quite short here. Basically, what I'm definitely interested in discussing further with you is if there is a need for additional safety instruments or additional safety measures in your city's urban tram or urban rail network. Very happy to discuss and talk about the benefits that we bring to our current customers. Thank you, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much, Sam. And now, due to technical problems, we won't be able to go to Sweden. And but we will, if Isaac from Digital is not able to join In a few minutes, we are going to read their slides. But anyway, since we already have João and Joanna from Caris in Portugal, let's go and go to Portugal. And so please welcome João and Joanna from Caris. This is a public transportation operator in Portugal. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mireia. Good afternoon to everybody. So I'm João Vieira. I'm Director for Innovation and Strategy at Caris, which is the public transport operator of the city of Lisbon. And I'm joined here today by Joana Cunha, that is also a member of our innovation team. Next slide, please. Thank you. Just one more click. Thanks. So I'll start by sharing just a 1 minute what is Caris. So as I said, we are the bus and tram operator of the city of Lisbon. We are fully owned by the municipality, and we operate in the most dense and historic parts of the metropolitan area of Lisbon. Just for you to have an idea of the scale of our operation, we move around 500,000 people on a normal weekday. We have already recovered more or less to our pre-pandemic passenger numbers. And we have 100 lines, including bus lines, tram lines, and funiculars. And our fleet is composed of approximately 750 buses and 60 trams. So these numbers are always changing a bit. But anyway, it's for you to get an idea. We have a network of 750 kilometers, and our commercial speed is one of our big challenges. So it's relatively low at 13.8 kilometers per hour for commercial speed. Next slide, please. So we have already participated in three EIT urban mobility projects. One of them is ongoing, and I would like to show you what are the areas that we see as most promising for this kind of projects. And I would like to start actually with the electrification of buses. So at the moment, we have only a small fraction of electric buses in our fleet, but this fraction is growing very quickly. Now, at the moment, we have 15 electric buses, and by the end of this year, we expect to have a fourfold increase to 59 electric buses in our fleet. And this poses all sorts of issues to our operations, to our maintenance, and these are the kind of issues that we aim to address or that we can potentially address in projects with EIT urban mobility. So we have tested and helped develop a tool to better know the energy consumption along the bus routes for electric buses. We are at the moment working on the issue of the optimization of charging and how to better link the preparation of the service, so the planning of the service for the next day with the actual charging process overnight that occurs in our stations. And there are many more issues that we would like to see in this area, from training of drivers to fleet allocation to the optimization of the charging process, also with the perspective of renewable energy, of providing network services, or even the use of opportunity charging or opportunity chargers. These are all areas that we are currently working on, and that would very much would like to see innovation projects coming up. Another important area for this kind of innovation projects that could fit the EIT urban mobility call is everything that relates with customer engagement and feedback. So there are a lot of IT tools that are now being placed in the market to help customers use the public transport network. Of course, we are only one operator of a big ecosystem, so we are not so keen on mobility as a service kind of apps, but there are lots of things that can be used to make the travel experience more attractive for customers. So things like travel companion apps that could help customers find their ways, or even alert them when something is wrong in our network or when there is a special event. Customer loyalty programs, this is something we have been trying to work over the last few years and have not yet launched a full-fledged pilot. in terms of how we can reward loyalty to the public transport system and in particular to our services. Customer feedback apps is also something that we also explored. I mean, most of the times we only hear about our customers when they want to issue a complaint. This is something we don't like, and so there would be digital tools that could help us better connect with our customers and hear about what they think of our services. So this is a second big group of activities, and the third one, and actually this can be quite linked to what Sam was just presented. It's maintenance and safety intelligence. So nowadays we know that there are a lot of maintenance optimization tools that use the vehicle data to better understand how a certain part of the vehicle needs to be stopped and going to the workshop. But also in terms of safety. So driving support systems, it's one possible area of work. Also safety data analysis so that we understand where we have more safety issues and how we can deal with them. Safety performance, but also maintenance performance management solutions, all these kind of tools. We would be happy to work on them on the basis of innovation. Next slide, please. Yeah, and in terms of outcomes and impacts, just I didn't go into a lot of detail because I'm not really proposing here concrete ideas, but just for you to understand our role in this process, we are a public transport operator, so we are not going to develop the solutions. What we can do is to help the specification processes of new tools or features, so we can help companies that want to launch services to better understand how their services can actually fit the needs of customers. We can provide real-world data for validation, and we have been doing this in all EIT projects that we have participated. And on top of that, we can conduct feasibility assessments whenever applicable, and also engage in demonstrations in real operations. So this is what we can bring to a project. And in terms of the impact, so what does this mean is that you can really implement a solution that is developed in this project in real operations. This can have high visibility within the stakeholders and also the Lisbon population. The stakeholders, because we are a well-known player, both in UITP and also other industry gatherings, so we can provide a lot of visibility for whatever we develop, but also with the Lisbon population, because we interact with our customers every day, as you've seen, 500,000 people. So it's a lot of potential for dissemination and communication. And of course, we can also provide possibilities for first commercial operations. I mean, of course, we need to move very carefully here, because one thing is to do a pilot, the other thing is to sign a commercial contract, because we apply public procurement rules. But in any case, there is this possibility, at least the possibility that if we like a solution, that we open a tender or open a call for proposals. And of course, the partner that we work with in the framework of the project could be the winner of that first commercial opportunity. And that's it from our side. If you have any questions, you can either contact me or Joanna. I don't know if Joanna also wants to add something to the presentation, but thanks a lot again for the EIT Urban Mobility for giving us the opportunity to share these ideas with the group. And we are very much looking forward in continuing the collaboration and working on innovation projects. Thank you.
And from my side, I don't really have that much to fill in, because João was very in depth. Just to showcase our interest in collaborating in this type of projects. So we're very excited to have some ideas working around. Thank you.
Well, thank you both for your participation. I think your presentation was also very clear. So finally, last but not least, welcome. Yeah, welcome Isaac from Digital.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. So we are looking forward you to explain us your revolutionizing ticketing solution.
Yes. So hello everyone. My name is Isaac Martinell, and I'm coming from the company called Digital. We are a Sweden-based tech startup that has been out on the market for roughly 4 years now. We're a small team of 5 people, sitting in Stockholm, Sweden, capital. My role on Technology, I can just go through that briefly. On the paper, I'm the product manager, product owner, but in such an early phase of a startup, you have to be able to do more than that. So I'm doing quite a bit more than my role on paper. But anyways, enough about me. Dig into Technology. So we have an app-based marketplace. And the cool thing about Technology is it's something completely new. We have created a way for people that have monthly ticket passes within the public transport. When they're not using them, they can rent it out to someone else, and then they get like payment for the ticket. So if you have a ticket and you're not using it fully, you can capitalize on it. And the ones that do not own like a season pass, they can rent it through the app at a lower cost than purchasing it from full price from the PTAs. We have roughly 50,000 registered users. We have started to gain some traction and some really good momentum, which we have been working towards the past years. So we have been focusing on the product itself. As we are doing something new, it's a completely new phenomenon. The first thing that people say when we pitch Technology is, "Oh, is this even allowed? Oh, can you even do this?" So it's been a long way to where we are at this stage, but now we have come quite a bit. So at the moment we are actually raising capital in a pre-seed round, and those funds will help us to be able to grow even more. As it looks for now, we are soon to be covering almost 65% of Sweden as a country, which is quite amazing. If we look back 4 years ago when we launched, you can only use the app in 2 regions, and now we'll release an update shortly so we'll be up in 15. So soon we will be covering the entire country, which is pretty awesome, because we know that we are helping people, as you can save money, but we are also making the public transport more attractive, because it's hard for them to be able to move in the same pace that we can do, which we have seen that we can implement features and functions. We can provide users what they need. And as we are living in a more flexible, like everyday life than we did 5-10 years ago, we need to be able to make sure that the ones that are actually using the public transport, their needs need to be met. And that cannot be made with dividing people into large groups or segments. It needs to be flexible down in personal level, which we can provide with the app. I think you can skip to the next slide. I've been yeah, thanks. Okay, so the flow of the app, it's quite simple. You don't need to mind the flow chart, but so it basically works like this. The seller, they create and take an ad in the app, they fill in the information, they set their own price, And then when someone wants to rent that ticket, they go into the app, they book the ticket. When the seller has accepted that they can rent out a ticket at this moment, the buyer will complete the payment to us. So we hold the money in between the two parties in order to make sure that no scams can occur. So when the buyer has completed the payment to us, the seller transfers the ticket via the third-party app. In this case, it is the public transport operators app. And when the buyer has received the ticket, they confirm it as received in our app, and we release the payment to the seller. And the buyer now has the ticket, and they are free to travel with it for the set time. So the most normal time to rent a ticket is for a day, so 24 hours. But we have seen that some people have rented it for 2 days, 4 days, a week, even like more than that, like 25 days. But it all depends. But the most common length is 1 day, because we are working as a complement to the public transport operators. So we want to help them gain more travelers. And we think that this is the way to do it, as with the Ticketal app, we can do something that sounds quite crazy when you say it out loud, but we can increase the ticket value without the public transport operators needing to increase the price of the actual ticket. Because if you use your like monthly pass for all the 30 days that you have, then that's super. But if you're not, then your ticket is just laying there and it's not being used fully. Why should not you be able to capitalize on this? And in this way, the ticket value has increased. I think you can go to the final slide. Thanks. Yeah, so as I said, 50,000 registered users. Not all of them are super active. If we look on a monthly basis, it's about 15 to 20% of that. But the thing is, it's not a good metric to display the amount of activity we have in the app, because one seller can sell their ticket or rent it out 5 times, and then the next month they might need a ticket every day, and then the coming month they might rent it out 2 times, and so forth. So the activity between the users, it can vary as people's life varies. Our business model is quite simple. We would take 23% commission from the seller's set price, and the buyer pays a fixed fee of 0.8 euros. Yeah, and the traction is starting to get good momentum. So we surpassed sales of 350,000 euros in 2023, and aim even higher this year, which is super exciting to see that the users are really loving the service that we provide to them. We have one metric that I think you guys would appreciate, and that is we've seen, and this was our thesis like from start when we launched the company, that, as I said, we want to be a complement to the PTAs, and our thesis was that we want more people to travel by public transport, and this will happen with with Ticketall. So the metric is that we have seen that users start to write the ticket, so they are like buyers, and then we see that they convert into being sellers. So they are going from like sporadic public transport users to actually purchasing a 30-day pass themselves, because now it's worth it for them, because perhaps they wouldn't be able to afford a full price ticket, or they didn't need a ticket all the days. So that's super cool to see. And we want to, with like the EIT, for this call, we haven't specified exactly what the product should be, but in general, there are like lots of different like approaches that we could set up, and one of those could be to look at how we can provide Technology as a service and help the public transport operators to gain more sales in the types of tickets they have. So in our case, season passes, because we need to become more people traveling by public transport and leave the car at the parking lot. But we are open to discuss how we can do this together in a good way. So it's just to reach out to us, and we can tell you more about some of our data, more about us, and where we're going. Yeah.
Thank you, Isaac, for the participation. Yes, it was a little bit, I would say that accidentally, but we managed it well. So
Yeah.
thank you, thank you for joining, and well, very interesting solution, the one you just explained to us. So
Thank you.
with that, we So yeah, we end this round of pitches. And so please don't forget to write your questions in the Q&A tab. Meanwhile, I will explain you how to take full advantage of the V2Match for matchmaking. So as you've already registered, you can, so in the participants, so you will find different tabs in this platform. In the participants tab, you will find all participants here. You can search by person or organization, and then you can find your collaborators, any interesting entity you would like to contact, and you can request a meeting or a chat as shown here in the slide. Also, you will find under the menu opportunities, you will be able to create your own opportunities. So you will be able to write a post and share a post with your interest, your offerings, project cooperation, expertise, and then this will be posted under this menu of opportunities, and everybody could also go here, check the opportunities that are interested for them, and also contact the person who wrote the post, so that there could be also a nice collaboration in here, or a nice connection, let's say it. And under the menu meetings, as the name it says, so you will find all the meetings requested, and you will be able to join the meeting at the time you've accepted. So here you will see also the accepted, so the accepted meetings that you've already done, and also the pending ones to accept. And just mention that this platform will be open until end of June, so you'll be able to continue the matchmaking also after this week. And also very important, you will find the recordings of the sessions, as well as the ones, all the ones that are happening this week, also in this platform. Let's see, yeah. So we are ending with this session today's webinars, but tomorrow we will continue with urban logistics. So it will be mainly like the session of today. There will be a presentation of the topic and followed by some pitches of different companies interested in participating in this main call. And then in the afternoon, we'll have electrification and alternative fuels, again, with the presentation of the topic, and then some companies explaining their interests. And on Wednesday, we will have Meet the Cities. So in the Meet the Cities, we've invited some cities of our network to participate and explain their challenges, so that the companies that are interested in solving a challenge from a city, you can know from firsthand what are their problems, and you can already offer your solutions to them. And Wednesday afternoon, there will be the webinar of guidance to applicants. This is very interesting also for the ones of you who are new to the EIT Urban Mobility, or that's the first time that you are going to apply to one of our calls. And on Thursday, we will have commercialization and financial sustainability. Also very interesting to the ones of you who are new to our program. And at the end also for all of you, since there are some changes from last year. So it's always good to know how or what are our expectations in this commercialization and financial sustainability. And then in the afternoon, we will have also intellectual property. So as said, all the session recordings will be made available in this platform. So don't worry if you cannot join one of these sessions, you will be able to watch it afterwards. And let's go to the Q&A. Before stopping sharing my screen, just remember that you can connect with us with this general email, which is set up for this call. And we will also solve all the Q&A in here. So it's innovation call 2025@eiturbanmobility.eu. And you can always also contact the innovation officers from your regional hubs. So let me stop sharing and let's go to the Q&A. I don't know, or I cannot see any question here in the Q&A.
Yeah, at the moment we don't have questions. I remember Thomas and Taku had their hand raised. So please, Thomas, Taku, if you want to pose, if you had a question and you want to pose, please feel free to do that in the Q&A button on the bottom tab in Zoom. And we will make sure it's answered. So maybe we can make with a pair of minutes to see if someone comes with some question.
So yes,
okay.
We have a question now.
Okay, no, it was a mistake.
At the end, we know that the Q&A works. That was now my my question. So thank you, Taku, for making it clear that at the end the Q&A works. So yeah, let's wait a couple of minutes. Otherwise, as said, there's this general email that you can you can always reach in here.
Yeah. As Mireia said, we will of course be available in the next days and weeks through our main call email address, but also for the partners of each apps, each innovation lifecycle officer will be available to further discuss if you have questions or if you have project ideas. If you're looking for consortia, feel free to use the B2Match platform as well. As Mireia presented, is a good platform to look for partners, to look for project ideas, to look for cities and end users if you're a company, solution provider. So please feel free to check it out sometime, and you might find good partners there as well. So
yes, also to connect to our panelists, you can always use the B2Match, since most of them are already registered there.
Yeah, exactly. And we will again make available all this recording in a few days on the B2Match platform, so you can also have access to their email address and contact details and ask directly some questions. Thank you, Mina, Thank you, Mina, as well.
Look, yes,
Okay,
we got a question. Thank you, Guido, for being the first one. If I understood correctly during the introduction, mobility as a service, smart ticketing solutions, and real-time passenger information are all solutions suitable for this topic, correct? Yes, this is correct. For more details, you can always check the call manual, but exactly, yeah. Alex, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
No, thanks.
Mina, I have a question finding the recordings. Don't worry, the recordings will be made available so during this week. Maybe it will take 1 or 2 days that they will be posted. So for the moment, I would say this is the second one happening. So the one in the morning should be available in 2 days. Emma is here. I don't know, Emma, if you can tell us when it would be, when we can find the webinar of this morning available.
And also where, yeah.
Yes.
Certainly. So it'll be available on the B2Match platform. There's a section where you can find key resources. Similarly, it will be available on the official EIT Open Mobility call webpage. So the call page specific to this main innovation call.
Thank you.
Okay, then I see that there is also a question from Taku now. Is ride sharing considered to be public transport? So maybe I can take this, Mireia, if you like. Can be considered public transport in a multimodal transportation context? So as you may have heard in our presentation now, one of the potential solutions that we look for and we potentially look for here in this call is also how to make best use of multimodal hubs with respect to public transportation or multimodal transportation. So somehow we might see this that could be fitting here, but of course, Taku, we can have a chat about this also separately if you have some project ideas. So please feel free to reach out to me and my colleagues, and we'll make sure that we can give you a better and more deeper answer. So we have another question.
Yeah, from Clemens. Joao, thank you for the nice presentation. Are you looking for a partner who provides mobility as a service platform, real-time public transport passenger information, integration of shared mobilities to test the mobility as a service innovations in Lisboa? So Joao, we welcome you to answer this question from Clemens.
Yes, thanks a lot for the question and also an opportunity for us to clarify. As we are only one operator within the overall system of mobility in Lisbon that has a lot of operators, and that actually, for instance, ticketing is mostly managed by the authority, which integrates all the operators. This is not our main focus. So this kind of applications, mobility as a service, timetable or ticketing information is not really our focus, because we are a part of the system. So we would be much more interested in aspects that can focus on our specific work on buses and trams, like safety, maintenance, passenger feedback about our services, passenger information about our services if there is a disruption or so on, and not so much on the overall integration of the various modes of transport in Lisbon, be it public transport, be it shared services, because that's more for the municipality and for the authority. Thank you.
Thank you, Joao. We have another question for SEAT. Well, I would say Alexandros from SEAT Code. Has the SEAT Volkswagen solution already integrated non-Volkswagen Group vehicles in their platform? So Alexandros.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Yeah, actually, this is also why we presented our solution as Giravolta, because we are brand agnostic. So that means that whatever is the vehicle from whatever manufacturer, we can connect it. And we actually today have vehicles from other manufacturers as well. So that's not an issue for us. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Alexandros. So Michael, please feel free to reach out to Alexandros if you would like to propose something. So at the moment, we don't have other questions in the pipeline. Let's maybe wait just another minute to see if someone else comes with some other doubts. Otherwise, as just said many times, please feel free to reach out to us anytime in the next days and weeks. We will be available also in B2Match. You will find me, Mireia, and our colleague Pipke, Itzel, and Pavel as well in B2Match. So you will find us for the one-to-ones as well there. So please feel free to propose and book us a slot there if you would like to discuss further some ideas you might have.
We have another question now from Enrica. What about automatic guide? Did some of you made some experimentation in this field? So I don't know who this question is directed to. Enrica, if you can provide us more details, or if any panelist would like to answer it. It might be directed to Sam, or it's an open question. Thank you.
Mireia, if I can. So, of course, we are very much interested in autonomous buses and autonomous trams, sorry. The only concern that I would like to raise here is that these projects are relatively short-term, so usually it's 1 year. So I would be, let's say, cautious because these type of projects usually are very ambitious. Like you need to test a lot of technology, you need a long time frame. But I mean, if someone has a specific idea that could be related with autonomous buses and trams that could fit this kind of framework, I would be happy to discuss a possible test. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, João.
I don't see any other questions coming. Last time we said wait 1 minute and one question came, so just let's wait another few seconds or 1 minute to see if there are some last minute doubts or curiosity also, because I see that there are some also open questions to our panelists as well that are coming today. So maybe if someone else has some questions for the panelists, or again for us specifically related to the public transport topic as we presented today, feel free to post them in the Q&A session, in the Q&A section. Otherwise, if it's more related to the call as well, as we mentioned many times today, please feel free to, if you not yet, have a look at the webinar that we delivered this morning, or of course always check the call manual, and eventually also reach out to us to our innovation call 2025 at t8umobility.eu. I don't see any other questions coming, so I don't know, Mireia, maybe we could wrap up.
We can already close the session, I would say, exactly. So thank you all of you for the participation, and again, we welcome you to join the next webinars from tomorrow till Thursday. That for sure it will be good for having new contacts for the matchmaking, and also for a little bit brainstorming with new ideas. And always, of course, it's very interesting to know the challenges of the cities in order to improve your solutions.
Yeah, thank you also from my side, Mireia, and you all for joining the companies that pitched with us today, our guests, and all of you from online attendees. Thanks for joining, and have a nice afternoon.